good stories of how they started from scratch and built their empires to profitability. And that's the reason why Bizna Kenya and MC Moments have partnered to bring you Biz Talks. Biz Talks. And here we shall be hosting mentors, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have created these empires, people who have also on the verge of creating these particular big businesses. And these lessons will be valuable for you, the business person, for you, the aspiring business person, the entrepreneur, so that at least you can make wise decisions when it comes to building that business. So every Friday at 8 a.m. on all business platforms, that's the Facebook and YouTube channel. Good morning and welcome to Biz Talks. I'm so glad that you're here today as well. We started last week with an amazing conversations on what to do with your money in 2021. And we're still dedicated to speaking about 2021, yes, especially for you, the entrepreneur. Remember, Biz Talks is here to help you as a business person, as an entrepreneur, whether you're aspiring to be one, even if you're working somewhere, it's good for you to as well be thinking about how is it going down with me when it comes to matters business. Now, today is going to be very interesting, and I'm saying that because I have a friend who has come here, and this one I just call him a mentor. Of course, we'll be getting to know a lot more about him in a moment once I serve him some tea. But now, this is the most important thing, and I always ask you to do it. Anything that is good is worth sharing. If you know of an entrepreneur, or you know somebody who is aspiring to be an entrepreneur, the best thing you can do right now is tell them, hey, what's up? You better sit down because this conversation is going to help us, all of us. So if you're on Facebook, click on that share button. James Karundor, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Maina. Great to be here.
The first thing I normally do to my guests is to tell them that I have some cocktail of things here to serve, courtesy of Melvin's Tea.
Yes.
And so I have placed some of their varieties here on the table. You can choose. I don't know whether you have any favorite from there.
Well, cinnamon is for me. I love cinnamon.
You have a cinnamon tea?
Absolutely. Nothing like cinnamon, just to light up your morning.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to serve you some hot water.
Yes.
If you like it with that, or do you like it with milk? Which one?
Hot water.
Hot water will do. Great. So if you could, because nowadays we don't want to touch anything.
You know, exactly.
So I'm going to serve you some of this, and you can go ahead and make it to your liking.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I don't know. It's very cool this morning.
No, it is chilly.
Is this normally the weather? Because now you have seen more years than me. Is this normally how it was supposed to be?
Well, this is let's call it unexpected rain, an unexpected chill.
Okay.
And but also it is also something good because it just means that you can also have unexpected blessings. So
that's really nice.
Yes.
I don't know whether you take some sugar.
Just a bit of it, yeah.
Just a bit of it.
Yes, just a bit of it. I'll sort myself out.
Great.
Thank you so much.
All right. So it's really good to have you here, James, and we're looking forward to just have an amazing conversation from your particular end, especially because you're a business mentor. All I know, anytime any business person who has come and told me anything about I'm stuck or anything of that sort,
yes, you
know what I do. I normally tell them there's a guy I know. Yes, you better go and sit down.
Yes, and I'm really grateful. So
great.
Yes.
So good to hear that.
Yeah.
And of course, the amazing testimonials that I've had as well from the people. So welcome to Biz Talks once again. And even before we start formally with some of the lined questions that I may have, and of course just to remind our viewers as well today that this is purely for you, and you can ask whatever questions that you have so that at least you can benefit more. Take it that you have a mentor live here, so ask whatever questions you have when it comes to matters business, and I'm sure you'll be able to ask more as he tells us about who he is. So James, I want to open that session with that.
Yes.
Who is James Karundor? And I know this may as well, we may talk about your journey,
yes,
even as a follow-up on that,
yes,
but who is James Karundor?
Well, thank you, Maina. Well, speaker, author, mentor, and especially passionate about helping people who are trailblazers, people who are with a deep passion, somebody who has a burning desire. There's something out inside of you, and you're meant to do this. And those are the people I love working with. But generally speaking, it's working with entrepreneurs, helping them to step out, to get clarity, and to start a journey, and even to get their very first client.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
If I may ask you, and I know this is a question I've never asked you.
Yes.
Because I found you already in it.
Yes.
I don't know. I know this is putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
Do you know the number of entrepreneurs that have passed through your hands?
Yes, I do actually. One of the things about entrepreneurship is, of course, you've got to keep track of the impact that you're making.
Okay.
And I have 3 numbers
Yes.
I want to give you.
Okay.
Let's talk about people who have signed up formally for my courses and classes that I run.
All right.
That one is at 700.
Okay. 700
Yes.
entrepreneurs.
Yes, who have paid.
Okay.
But remember, I do a lot of free stuff,
Yeah.
a lot of free webinars,
Yes.
a lot of free sessions and talks and interactions. So people who have come for my free sessions and talks, we are talking about 5,000
5,000.
in the last 10 years.
Wow.
Out of the free talks, the free webinars. And remember when we used to have the, nowadays, so interesting. Before Corona, BC.
Yes.
I mean, I would hold weekly talks at my place at Kasuku Center in Kileleshwa.
Yeah.
So every year I would have hundreds who would come for my free talks.
Yeah.
And
I have attended 2 at least.
exactly, exactly, and you're also part of my community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'd say 5,000 have come for my free talks in the last about 10 years.
Yeah.
And I always meet people every now and then, and like, James, I came for your talk at that time, and then you know how when you don't remember someone, you say, okay, great. But again, as being a teacher, I mean, it's always that thing of, you taught me. So I would say about 5,000. Now, in terms of just globally, I have no number. I know it's in the tens of thousands because of the people who follow me online, to the people who read my newsletters, and a lot of sharing that goes out there on that space.
Wow, lovely.
Yes.
And I know maybe if you have passed through his hands, send us a shout out at least to him so that at least we can appreciate that you've done such a good job. But I'm a witness as well, and that's the reason why for me it's an honor to have you here, because you know my journey as well, from transitioning to employment to entrepreneurship, and now you're here.
and that journey is usually quite often not smooth.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that meme on the net, how we think about the entrepreneurship journey or about success. So how we think about it is a straight line. You may have seen that sort of meme or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
like
and then the reality is always just up and down.
Some crazy wave.
Absolutely, and quite a bit of times down.
Yeah.
And then coming up and then down. So the journey is never an easy one.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, but it's always worthwhile, is it?
Worthwhile is the key word.
Okay.
Yeah, because you see, sometimes we ask, what is this journey all about? It's really helping someone solve a problem.
Yeah, wow, I love that. So if you may, James, most people may say, okay, he's an author, and by the way, all these books that you see on the table, I'll be telling you something about them because he's the one behind them.
Yes.
Can you probably tell us, why did you start this particular journey to help entrepreneurs? And even before you jump into that, because that would be maybe attached to the previous thing I wanted to talk about, tell us about your journey as well.
Yeah.
How you ended up where you are now.
Yeah, this is quite interesting because, there are people who come from a family of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Maybe your father, your mother, they had a shop, they had a wholesale.
Yeah.
You've been introduced to the hustle and all that. Let me just tell you, for me, Maina, that was not my world.
It wasn't yours.
It wasn't. I'm this person who kind of just found myself in a scenario, and then I'm like, aha, that's entrepreneurship.
That's entrepreneurship.
Yes, because for me, I mean, I'm a mathematician.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a teacher, I'm a lecturer. I mean, I was a lecturer for years, and that was the life I knew.
Okay.
For years, I was James Karundor, a lecturer, James Karundor, the mathematician, and so on.
Yeah.
And I've come from a family of teachers, including both my parents,
All right.
grandparents, that sort of thing. So I'm not your typical entrepreneur. But how it all started is, of course, you get employment.
Yeah.
And then you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
And being a mathematician, how it all started is when people started asking for tuition services.
Yeah.
I'm like, my son has a problem, so I started giving tuition services.
So actually, professionally
Yes.
trained, you are a mathematician.
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, a card-carrying mathematician. I mean, I did B.Ed, double maths. If there's something like that. So people would ask me, come and help my son to do this. And then out of that, you start asking for something small.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing I'm getting referrals. This is interesting. Start going to people's houses and so on. That's actually how it all began.
Wow.
But that's not even half the story.
Yeah.
The bigger thing here is doing your work and starting to get a sense of a bigger calling, which was surprising.
Wow.
Because I was fairly good at what I'm doing. But still a yearning. Just something about, I need to do more.
Yeah.
And I started doing trainings on Saturdays because I was still employed.
Yeah.
So for a long time, I was James Karundor, the trainer.
Yeah.
Meaning the journey of entrepreneurship is also a journey of evolution.
All right.
Yeah, so I was the trainer. And then I would, write to companies.
Okay.
And you see, entrepreneurship requires one to be a little bit crazy, a little bit daring. I wrote to 50 companies saying, hey, I'm doing this training on this topic.
Yeah.
The only thing was that I was passionate about the topic, not that I was that experienced about it.
Okay.
Shockingly, some companies said yes.
From the 50 that you wrote to?
Yes.
Wow.
And some of them ended up sending me their people to train.
Yeah.
So part of the journey of entrepreneurship is discovering who you are.
Okay.
So at that time, I was James Karundor, the trainer.
So, okay, let me just pop in some of my kidogo wisdom.
Yes.
So this is where the statement like, yes, you can shoot for the stars.
Yes.
You can always hit the moon in the process, is it?
Yeah. Well, yes, absolutely. Just start. That's what I always tell people. Just start.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of theories, so many things. The entrepreneurship thing is about rubber meeting the road. That is you eyeballing somebody with a problem and inspiring them to take up a solution that you have.
I know I am jumbling up this whole thing because you're saying a lot of wise things here.
Yes.
There's so many people, and maybe some of them are watching.
Yes.
They're saying, well, this mentor is saying, just start. He doesn't know what it takes to start.
Yes.
I know there are things that pull people back. And I've read some of your blogs.
Yes.
Because I have subscribed to them every week, every day. What are some of these things that you've seen, because you've sat with so many of them, that have made people, and this one we are addressing people who have not started, that have made them feel stuck to where they are and can't start?
Yes. Okay, let's talk about stuckness first of all.
Yeah.
You always get stuck when you are on the verge of a breakthrough. So getting stuck is not unusual. It just tells you that you are onto something. And there's something inside you that needs to change and shift. So generally speaking about getting stuck, you'll always get stuck when you're on the verge of something new. Every new level starts with a stuckness. So the point is, where is a person stuck? Is it isn't starting? And then when you start, you're still going to get stuck in terms of upscaling it. And when you upscale it, you're still going to get stuck. There's always turbulence when it comes to the point of change.
Okay.
So getting stuck is, I don't know how to put it very gently, Maina.
Yeah.
It's not unusual. And also it's a precursor to a breakthrough.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, so for the person who is watching this, then it's always about think big and start small.
Okay.
Really, at the end of the day. You can stand on the edge of the swimming pool wondering, can I do it? Okay. Can I not? And sometimes, one gets a kick in the behind, they get in the pool and then you learn how to swim. You cannot learn anything on the benches. You have to get into the game and learn how to play the game. And this is a game with levels, and that's why I'm saying initially I was a trainer.
Okay.
And I kind of thought I was set.
Okay.
I've trained more than 50 companies. I used to do it on Saturdays as a side hustle.
That's a lot.
Yeah, of a period about 3-4 years. I used to do them on Saturdays because I was employed.
Okay.
I would write letters. The only thing I know is approaching.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know, and that's what I teach people.
Okay.
I approach. Don't overthink it. Write a letter, send an email, knock a door. Some of them will say yes, and that has been my experience.
Well, I must attest that this is true, and it's very tested, because I have been your student, and that's why I'm here.
Yes.
Let me stick a little bit to some of my script and ask you the questions as they are. And thanks so much for your journey. It's very inspiring as well, because you encourage entrepreneurs because you have been there and you're there now. Let's talk about your academy.
Passion Biz.
Passion Biz Academy.
Yes.
where many, the hundreds, have passed through.
Yes.
And my quick question would be this. Of course, you've touched on it, but for the sake of the person who's just maybe joined in, what's the purpose behind that? And I like the word passion bees.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And something about passion bees.
Yeah.
It took me so many years to come up with that name because I kind of knew what I wanted, but I couldn't figure out what I'm all about. What am I doing? Yeah. And if you allow me to just go back to being a trainer, after some time I realized this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not it. So I also still encouraged a moment of stuckness.
So as you said, it's evolving.
It's evolving.
Yeah.
So I started realizing this is not really it. Even the thing of trainer was not it.
Yeah.
And that's when still part of my evolution, and I had to get coaches and mentors to help me, is when I started realizing my thing is hand-holding.
Yeah.
Mentorship. So I shifted from being a trainer to a business mentor.
Wow.
That's basically part of my clarity, because it's also a journey of clarity.
Yeah.
So then a business mentor, and then helping who? I started realizing the people I'm drawn to are people who were having the same problem I was having, which is starting, establishing yourself. And then, so what do I call my thing?
Okay.
What do I call my thing?
Your thing now.
And then I've always been about passion. And one day it clicked. Passion plus business, passion bees. That's how it all came about. And that's really what we do at Passion Bees Academy.
Yeah.
The academy thing is because it's about learning.
Oh, yeah. That's
You know, it's a journey. It's a learning journey. You know, entrepreneurship is a learning journey. That's why we call it Passion Bees Academy, to let you know that it's about learning and growing. So what's the purpose of Passion Bees Academy? It's a place where people who have a passion that they want to monetize, so people who want to, let's put it this, we're like midwives.
Yes.
We midwife. Somebody comes with ideas and we work with them, and those ideas are actualized. So it's the place for somebody who has something that is in the head. And at Passion Bees, then we work with you to move out of idea in the head to a product or service in the hand
Yeah.
and money in the bank.
Because I feel I like the end in the money in the bank.
Exactly.
You know, because there are so many people, and I must confess I was there at some point, who have ideas. In fact, if there was a folder in the laptop, they would call it ideas.
Ideas, yes.
Ideas that you have, ideas that you see all along, because I believe everybody has a place to fit in this world.
Yes.
And a solution to give in this world. And so whenever you see those kind of troubles, you would always have an idea in your head. But sometimes when you sit back and think, I'll have to leave my job, I'll have to whatever, which, speaking of which, by the way, a lot of people are imprisoned in that case. I don't want to call it a prison.
Well, I know that wording of phraseology, I'm like, oops. But hey, we are telling it straight.
Absolutely.
We are telling it straight.
Yeah.
We are telling it straight,
There's an
Minor.
imprisonment that comes with employment. Of course, there's some very good employment that you would have.
Yes.
Not to negate that, especially
Yes.
for the ones who are watching and
Yes.
employed. But I'm saying there are so many ideas that come across people, but that idea of how do I even start implementing it out, doing it out, is where the ideas die. In fact,
Yes.
somebody was saying that the richest place is in
Is
the grave, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because so many people die with those ideas, isn't it? Wow.
So Minor, that's the problem we want to solve.
Yeah.
We want people to stop dying with their ideas.
Yeah.
And that's why we do a lot of free talks and
Yes.
webinars. Not everyone, ends up paying for a course.
Okay.
And that's why every week there's a free webinar happening at Passion Bees. Every week there's a webinar happening. And that is the deeper problem.
Okay.
The thing of unexploited potential.
All right.
Somebody has a solution that can clear, a nagging headache for a segment of the population.
Yeah.
And then yet there is fear, there is doubt,
Yeah.
there is over-analyzing it and overthinking it, and so on and so on. And you said, where does somebody start? Can I tell you how many times I get asked that question every week? Let's say about 10 to 20 times.
Wow. Of people asking the same question.
So I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. How do I get started?
Okay.
I keep getting asked that question.
All right.
And for us at Passion Bees,
Yeah.
we're usually the takeoff point.
All right.
A lot of people come our way when they've done everything. You've done even the MBA, you've done even the Because getting started requires hand-holding.
Absolutely.
Would you allow me to answer the question of how or where do I get started?
I think that's a good one. In fact, I wanted to just throw it in.
Yeah,
Well,
yes, because,
yes.
Because that's the question I get asked so many times.
Yeah.
And I have 3 words.
3 words.
Narrow it down.
Okay.
Narrow
it
down.
down. Yes.
That is the beginning point. Because a lot of us have the ideas in the head. They're here, they're bubbling, they're bubbling, they're bubbling. But that idea needs to land somewhere.
Okay.
And again, narrow it down.
Okay.
Allow me to give you another 3 words. Can I?
Okay. But before you even give me those,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
so narrow it down, is it a sense of focus?
Focus,
or-
that's the point.
Okay.
Narrow it down. So let's get practical.
Okay.
Somebody has been thinking, oh, I want to work with kids. I
Yeah.
really love working with kids. Oh, I love counseling. I love working with kids. And I can do this with kids. I can do this with it. Narrow it down to what problem do I want to solve?
Okay.
What problem do I want to solve?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I want to solve the problem of kids who are gifted and talented.
Okay.
And they have not discovered those gifts or talents. So narrow it down. So it's about kids who are gifted and talented, or it's about helping kids discover their talents early.
All right.
You see, we've narrowed it down.
It's now narrowed down from just the general one.
General one, something to do with kids.
Okay.
Somebody is like something to do with kids.
All right.
Let's narrow it down. Now, then the next thing there is what assets do I have? What assets? Assets is what experience do I have? Maybe I've worked with kids in church. Maybe I'm a Sunday school teacher, so I have an asset in terms of experience with kids. The other thing is where can I channel this?
Okay.
Maybe through an arts and crafts program. You see the way we are narrowing it
So
down?
now it's getting still narrowed down.
Narrowed down.
Okay.
An arts and crafts program. Then
Okay.
the next question is, who do I start with? So the other thing is back to assets. Where am I located? Do I have the finances?
Yes.
Am I going to start in my, mom's garage?
Yeah.
If one is at home, am I going to borrow a space in a school to use a classroom to do something on Saturdays?
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
My goodness, that was a free class. It was a free talk that you've just given right now.
Yes. Yeah.
And I hope that you were taking your notes because, I'm also taking mine here. So, James, oh my goodness, I'm just looking at all the questions I have for you. There were so many.
Oh, they're questions.
Yeah, there were so many that I had for you. But now, I would want you to close this part off. Just really your passion and what you do with a practical example. I know there's so many entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And maybe they have not given you the permission to mention their names, but is there someone who came to you?
Yes.
And right now you're really saying, this is just the product of why I exist. Of course, I know I am one of them, but don't use me. Don't use me as an example.
Let me give you. I have many, and I want to talk about one particular gentleman.
Okay.
This gentleman he was very good at what he was doing. He had a natural talent for speaking.
Okay.
He used to get called by organizations to speak.
Wow.
And he would give very many talks, and they love him. And the only challenge is he wasn't getting really paid.
Yeah.
Because they call him because they love him and all that. And sometimes they would pay him, sometimes they wouldn't. And he always had this yearning of, no, I need to do something. Why am I not making money out of this?
Okay.
Because they love me, but they're not paying me.
They're not paying.
Exactly, and that's where a lot of people are, because they do a lot of stuff out of passion.
Yeah.
So, and something else about this gentleman, so that you see how it all comes together. This is a gentleman who loves hiking and mountain climbing.
Okay.
So he used to, when he goes to the mountains, he's this guy who gives you the tips when you're at the bottom of the hike. Can you remember to carry water? Can you remember to do this and this and this? Remember, those are not things.
He's well versed with these matters.
Yes, but it's natural. And I'm talking about about the natural talent thing. So, and I'm also going to tell you how we connected together.
Okay.
So he would be the person who would advise people on how to take their hike up and down. And people would ask him, how do you remain so slim? How do you, what do you do? This guy has tips on health and wellness naturally.
Yeah.
one more thing. This guy is also an entrepreneur, and he also loved he loved the whole thing about even people funding their enterprises and so on. So when he came to Passion Biz, we worked together and we started discussing how he can fuse all this into one thing.
All right.
So this gentleman, he's called Maina Azimio. It's my friend. And,
Okay.
I have permission to share what he does. So he ended up creating an organization called Azima Wellness.
Okay.
So he fused his love for the health and wellness, finances, and the thing about growing yourself.
Okay.
So what we ended up doing is creating a signature product or service.
Okay.
So he created a signature product of which he was able to fuse his ideas.
Yeah.
So he created a company called Azima Wellness.
Azima Wellness.
Yes. So he gravitated towards more the wellness conversation.
Okay.
And today he runs a retreat center in Gong.
Wow. So he has now established himself with a retreat center now.
Yes. But remember, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It is a journey. So it did not happen pop.
Wow. Okay.
So he ended up creating, first of all, narrowing it down and narrowing the focus. Despite all the various things that he was doing, the wellness conversation is the one that really spoke to him.
Okay.
So in entrepreneurship, you start somehow, and then eventually you start gravitating towards something.
Okay.
So for him, it was wellness. And one can follow him on social media and read all the write-ups he does.
Check him out.
Yes. He's called, Maina Azimio.
Okay.
And what shocked me was when he told me, now I have a retreat center. My mentor, my coach, come and visit me.
Wow, lovely.
Yes.
I'm sure you get some free...
Well, some of these things come with territory.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. I just saw a comment, and thanks so much for the people who are watching. I hope, please let me know whether my mic is now back to normal, because they were saying they couldn't get my question well. But thanks, at least you're very clear. At least the mentor is clear.
Oh, I'm glad.
So let's now get to matters entrepreneurship. Because I actually decided to put a topic today, whether entrepreneurship is worth it. That was my question.
Oh, no.
And I know you will be...
You had to go there.
I know, I had to push it there a little bit because, and I'm speaking for many of them, last year was that year where people said, was it worth it for me? People closed down businesses. Others had to think outside the box and all that. So, I'm going to throw it to you, our mentor today. Is it worth it?
Did you see that deep breath?
Yes, and knowing very well that, allow me, and this is how I'll be flowing with your books. He has a book, Becoming an Entrepreneur.
Exactly.
Is it worth it?
Okay, so two things. First of all, entrepreneurship is about blood, sweat, and tears. You will go through that, not once and not twice and not 3 times.
Yeah.
You go through that. It's a whole cycles of up and down. There is no entrepreneur today who has not gone through cycles of up and down.
Yeah.
So on one scale, the closure, having to reorganize yourself, that is still part of a journey that happens.
Okay.
Regardless of whether it was Corona or not Corona.
Okay.
That business goes through cycles, and there's always a season where things change.
Yeah.
And if I can take you back a little bit, remember when we had the digital migration?
Yes.
So just by a stroke of a pen by the PS then, everything changed for a lot of people.
A lot, yes.
So that ubiquitous red little box that was dotted around almost all the households. I don't know if you remember that little...
Yeah, I know. We were trying to look for them everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Suddenly, they became obsolete.
Yeah.
So in terms speaking generally about changes, about cycles in economy, lifestyle, etc., that bring massive changes, it's not that unusual.
Okay.
That on a slightly bigger scale.
Yeah.
Now, more specifically around the Corona conversation.
Okay.
So Corona again was an awakening. And the way I would like people to think is that a lot of the changes, the pivots, a lot of the switches, a lot of painful as it was, it was all about massive acceleration.
Okay.
A lot of changes that happened were still going to happen.
All right.
But a 10-year changes happened within 10 months.
Okay.
That's now where, it's like a big bang in terms of sudden change. But those changes were going to happen, including the working from home, including having to downsize, including having to change the business models that we use. So painful as it was, it was something that was still going to happen, but over a period of time.
All right.
Now it happened with a big bang.
Wow. Yeah, it was big.
It was.
Yeah.
But again, in the bigger scheme of things, an entrepreneur has one quality called resilience and the ability to bounce back.
Resilience.
And the ability to bounce back.
Wow.
Why? Because of the DNA of the entrepreneur.
Wow. This was a deep now. Hold on. There is resilience and the ability to bounce back.
Yes.
You're talking about the DNA.
Which is because of inside the entrepreneur, they have a DNA called problem solver.
Oh, yeah.
That is what I mean. The DNA of the entrepreneur is to be a problem solver.
Okay.
So, so while you got that shutdown, while you got a punch in the face that knocked you out, sooner rather than later, the entrepreneur will bounce back because it's in their DNA to solve a problem.
Okay.
And you noted a lot of shifts that happened, Maina. The agribiz, pivot.
Absolutely.
People starting to sell agribiz products, and whether it's bananas and carrots at the back of their cars in the highways. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Okay.
That we have that ability to
absolutely. Some people with let me call them serious cars. I saw them on the side. They're saying, you don't stop.
Yes, and then the other thing is the need for survival.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the point. So when those two things come together, the entrepreneur will always rise.
Okay.
One way or another. Wow. And for many, from the bottom.
Yeah. I saw one clip of a school owner.
Yes.
Who had converted it into a chicken farm and was doing big time. And this is what he said, this is what touched me, that all the teachers I had employed before COVID came, I still give them something to keep them up because we know school will be back. But for now, I had to think outside the box. And then it just hit me, this guy is actually an entrepreneur because, he's thinking about the welfare even of his people. And I know there are people who had it hard and had to even lay off and all that. Now, I know there's a lot we could talk about that, but I love the takeouts, bouncing back, resilience, is it? And of course your DNA, problem solver.
Exactly.
I'm taking notes, I tell you. Now, a question here, are there ways people can, I think it's grow their businesses in such a slow and tough economy? I think it's now coming from the fact that, where we're coming from and tough times.
Yes.
Are there some tips you
could share? Yes, again, it's a question that I answer every single day.
Okay.
How do I grow my business? I mean, things are tough and we are officially in a recession. I mean, I just saw that in some newspaper. Yeah. But the key thing is this, again, is to have perspective.
Okay.
These are times of great change. And times of great change are also times of great opportunity.
That's true.
So I want the person to think, I'm a problem solver. Despite slow times, there are problems that are evergreen. So you need to look for an evergreen problem that knows no season. You have to think and see, how can I... Remember, it's about solving a problem. Yeah. And then you have to understand the nature of the market. Yeah. What is the nature of the market? What is the market looking for? And so on. Yeah. So again, times of great change, times of great opportunity.
Absolutely.
And I'd love the person watching to wear that hat of this is a time of great opportunity.
So it's eyes wide open every time because, things may come up, but you're always focused that, yes, it's time for great change. Look for the opportunity around.
Yes, and the opportunity is also in understanding what the market is looking for.
Okay.
The market is looking for a now solution for today. They're looking for a solution for today. There is no market for post-corona solutions. There's no one who's going to buy. We don't know when corona is going to go. So think about solving a nagging issue.
Okay.
Think about something I call a toothache.
Yeah.
Something that is there and it is burning. So think about a gig, something. This is the gig economy. I think that's what I was saying.
Okay,
gig economy. As in, people are not thinking long term.
Yeah.
People are thinking now. People are thinking a project.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset piece. And then if you can allow me, I can share where the opportunities are.
I was about to tell you where are some of these opportunities, because somebody may say, where is it? They are all gone.
But you see, the mindset is the key thing.
Okay.
You can't see the opportunity if you are still stuck, as in, there's no business, people are not buying, people are not spending. Yet people are buying and people are spending.
Okay.
Everybody's spending on airtime.
True that, because you have to keep
somebody watching this has bought some bundles. Why? Because this is important and they will watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got to. So it's about now problem. It's about solving an evergreen problem. But let me go specifically to where the opportunities are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what scenario we're in. People always have needs.
People will always have needs.
They'll always have needs. The only thing is that the needs have changed.
Yeah. Because of the season now.
Because of the season.
Okay.
So let's talk about, what you have to look at is trends. Let's talk about WFH. Working from home.
Oh. Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were about to drop some bomb.
Well, that's one of the biggest trends.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
That people are working from home.
Yeah.
So as a result, anything to do with homes is big business. Home comfort, remodeling, readjusting.
Yeah.
Anything to do with comfort at home, including even comfortable wear.
Wow.
I mean, that's a huge opportunity.
Even comfortable, just nice corner desks.
Yes.
That won't take too much space, all that.
I'm getting referrals. James, do you know somebody who can do interior? So first of all, interior, people who are in interiors in one way or another, that's a hot trend. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because people want comfort as they work from home. They want a nice, comfortable chair.
Absolutely.
You know, that hard chair is not going to make it. You need a nicer chair. People need laptops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Laptops, the internet, and everything that goes along with it.
Oh, speaking of which, by the way, I was speaking to somebody, I don't want to mention the company here. They were saying this is the highest. During Corona, it was the highest in terms of subscription for internet service provision.
Yes.
They recorded the highest numbers. It was a boom like never before.
Absolutely. And having said that,
Yeah.
we're still talking about opportunities.
Absolutely.
The curve has been flattened. I want to declare that.
The curve has been flattened.
Okay, I mean about opportunities.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not the COVID curve, sorry.
Well, the COVID curve, that one, the prayer is out to the Almighty to help it to, keep on the low down and eventually disappear. But I mean curve of opportunity.
It's now flattened.
It's flattened. All you need is a phone or a laptop, usually both, and internet. And you can access the market to anyone around the world via the net.
No wonder KRA now is so much after guys who are making a lot of money.
The digital tax thing, because everything is online.
Yeah.
One of the biggest changes is that now we have become the people of getting things delivered at home.
Yeah.
People are browsing online. I mean, Facebook is bursting at the seams with products and services, all manner of products and services.
Wow.
So meaning, if somebody has something that they want to sell, or to buy, the first place where people go is online.
Absolutely.
If you have a brick and mortar shop, better watch out. People first of all go online, check the prices before they come to your boutique in CBD.
Because even banks, I saw one report yesterday that their visitations to the branches has dropped by 50%.
Yes, the
people are no longer going there. Yeah.
That is the point. I mean, okay, and this is what I'm saying earlier, Maina, that some of these changes and evolutions were coming. It's 10 years, things that would have taken 10 years have taken 10 months.
Wow.
So a lot of these things were still coming. But anyway, allow me to just say one or two more opportunities.
Please, yeah.
So
I know they will fight me if you don't. Hey, don't cut the opportunities. Go ahead, yes.
So I've already given an example of the working from home and the interiors and everything to do with comfort at home. Everything to do with food delivery at home.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. So today you can create your simple online shop. Can I tell you how? Just create a WhatsApp post. Create a post, put it on your WhatsApp status. You have your online shop.
Already.
So what I'm trying to say is that it's about that imagination and mindset.
Wow. Yeah.
And remember we said a now problem.
Yeah.
So somebody watching this, all you need is a simple flyer.
What?
Post it out.
Even on your WhatsApp status now. And you're good to go.
Absolutely. Put it on your Facebook.
Yeah.
It's free.
Would I be right to say then, James, that because everybody has something, that fear has been a big factor in making them not just get out and start over? Because from what you're saying, it's as simple as once you have your product and you're sure this is what I got, it's just as simple as a WhatsApp status.
Absolutely. But allow me to add this, Minor.
Yeah, please.
Even when you're not sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to be sure.
Go.
Just do it and then figure out, tweak, test, improve until you find what works.
And this can only be done in the process.
It can only be done in the process. And a lot of people watching this, maybe not big corporate companies, which have budgets for research.
Yeah.
The only research is starting. And then proof of concept, Minor, is money in the bank.
Yes, MIB. That's
yes,
the term,
MIB, exactly.
All right. Now, I just want to alert my viewers that, you know, the session for questions is now open, and you've had a little bit from our mentor today, James Karundor. Amazing discussions here. So feel free to ask any question that regards entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And not only even a question, just share with us. Let us know that you're watching at least, whatever comment that you're taking out, any nuggets that you're picking out from this conversation. James, let me ask this. And even before I ask, allow me to just read a comment or two, because we have people who are watching.
Yes.
I have Stephen Chege, who is saying, nice business all the way. Thanks so much, Stephen. Rose is saying, wow. Okay. Daniel Laban is saying, my mentor there. Oh, you must know Daniel Laban,
he's
right?
called the automotive doctor.
Oh, that's the automotive doctor.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so he says, keep it up. Thanks a lot for those particular comments. And we have many others as well that are coming in. Let me just read one or two. Oh, Kithegi is saying, unfortunately, TSE has criminalized conducting private tuition by teachers. What encouragement can you give?
Let's talk about the DNA of problem solving.
Okay. So it's not an end.
Especially kama wewe ni mwalimu, you know how you have to use your imagination. So it is, ask yourself, how can I solve a problem in a unique way? Yeah.
Wow. All right. Many people saying great topic there. Thanks, Eric, Wasam, and all the people who are watching. So Hilda, let me throw in a question, then we can go back to our conversation here.
Yes.
Hi, Mina, please ask our guest whether it's worth it to take a loan and start up a business that you have passion for. That's Hilda Ndegwa. What would you say?
An entrepreneur is a risk taker.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of businesses that have been started, even using loans.
Yeah.
But I would think twice before the loan.
Okay.
Yeah, because remember, it's a journey, it's an evolution.
Yeah.
Me, I would say, think big, start small. Start in the smallest possible way, and then you grow.
Okay.
And before you take the loan, ask yourself, can I take advance orders? Can I get people to pay halfway, upfront, and so on and so on? Okay. And the issue of taking a loan normally is maybe, I don't know what the size on the scope of the business is or whatever they're thinking about, but the usual startup, I wouldn't advise a loan.
Yeah.
Unless it is to buy an asset.
Yeah.
Remember we said the curve has been flattened. So today, a lot of things that one would want to set up would be maybe infrastructure.
Okay.
Yet you don't need a lot of infrastructure today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because remember, people take loans because you want to set up what? Infrastructure. But if you're getting a loan to buy a machine, an equipment, that's fine. But if it's just a matter of, I want to go and rent a space, that one, just leave it.
You have to reinvent yourself. Try and do whatever you can.
Reinvent yourself.
Right.
So I would think twice. So there's nothing inherently wrong with taking a loan.
Yes.
Just like it's an asset like any other, which is still going to cost you.
Yeah.
So, but for a lot of people, I would say kind of go easy on that direction.
Yeah.
Find a way of self-generated bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is what I say. Remember we said if you have a phone and you have a laptop and you have internet,
you're good to go.
And also one more thing about the loan thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes one can also consider it in two steps.
Yeah.
Do something else that will generate the money. Sometimes you can put your dream on hold. Sometimes, despite everything we're saying, it's okay one to have a strategy and say, hey, I want to do this, but I need X amount of money. Okay. But I can be able to do a taxi business. When I say taxi business, I mean in quotes. A taxi business is a gig.
Okay, it's a gig now.
It's something which you do, you finish with it.
Something that can raise the money.
It can raise the money. That's what I'm talking about. So just many ways of thinking about it.
And sometimes even raising this money can be from your employment if you're employed, is it?
Yeah. In fact, sometimes earlier on we kind of said the imprisonment in employment.
Yes.
And the only thing is that there is an advantage.
Yes.
And anybody who is employed must make use of that to be a springboard.
Okay.
I mean, and by the way, that's also how I started. because I was employed,
Yeah.
I was able to save some money and also use the fact that I was in a circle
Yeah.
to borrow some money to buy one of my businesses, which is
Okay.
a franchise.
Okay.
It needed a lot of money, so it helped that I was employed.
Wow.
Yes, so
Okay.
use your employment.
All right.
But employment is an asset, so but use it and grow.
Great. You know, I think there's a lot of nuggets that you're saying here. I'm even, my page is almost full now of some of the nuggets, and I hope you're learning a lot. Please feel free now to send in your questions that you may have. Thanks a lot for that, and I know that's helpful. That I think there's a lot of thought that comes before you just jump into that and reinvent. Use what you can, what you have, where you are, and things have simplified, as you have said.
Yes.
Now, let me shoot this question to you, and I took this from one of your blogs. You said this,
Yes.
Entrepreneurship is not an option in today's new normal. And so my question for this, no, you also say that, but one has to do it right.
Yes.
So I'm just quoting you exactly, that it's not an option in today's new normal. So for you, then you're trying, I don't know what you're deriving from this. In fact, let me just throw it to you. What do you mean?
What do I mean by this? I mean, remember, I'm not your standard entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I kind of, when I was in school, I did not know I was going to start a business. I came from a pedigree of being employed. My parents worked until they retired.
Yes.
But again, so I came to discover this entrepreneurial thing from solving a problem and so on.
Yeah.
But let me say, not an option.
Okay.
Not an option because with constricted cash flows for a lot of people, one needs to generate additional income. And something else about that is that the interesting thing is that despite the tough times, the dreams still live, and dreams need to be funded.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, the salary cannot fund your dreams. The salary is for paying bills.
Yeah.
Okay? Most of the times, it kind of just fits in the bills. So for anybody who wants something extra in their lives, they have to generate additional income.
Okay.
And entrepreneurship is the pathway. So that's side hustle and everything we've been discussing so far.
Yeah.
So it's not an option because you want to grow. You want additional income. And also today, as you say, there are many opportunities in the marketplace. Yeah. So it's not an option because you want to grow, because you want more out of life.
Yes.
Because you want to give your kids a better lifestyle.
Okay.
And most of the times we have constrained cash flows.
Yeah.
Become an entrepreneur. Now, the doing it right is getting mentorship.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have a question from Juliet, and I just want to throw it in. I know I'm mixing my questions plus theirs because they will be very mad at me if I don't do this. So she's asking, hi Mina, please ask about the future of personal development. I see many coaches offering free advice for information that they once charged, minus fitness coaches and maybe money or business coaches. Is there any relevance in other types of coaching since everyone is money-minded? I don't know whether you got the question.
No, I've got it. And I work with a lot of coaches, by the way. I would say about 1/3 of all the people I mentor are coaches, and in all those fields that have been mentioned. Now, let's talk about giving free trainings and all that.
Okay.
The model that works is called service before selling.
Service before selling.
Yes, and I usually say you must serve before you sell.
Okay.
So that is in order.
So you have to give.
You have to give.
Okay.
You have to give to get. And the one thing you want is to develop trust and credibility. Which other way apart from giving a free service? The only issue is one now has to have, remember, have to do it right. Doing it right is what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a concept called freemium. Freemium. Okay. From free to premium.
Okay.
So in terms of the giving, it has to be strategic. You have to help people solve front door problems as a way of attracting them into your shop, metaphorically. Yes. Yeah. So it's not like you give everything. There is a whole continuum of how you can serve your clients.
Okay.
80% of your clients, you're going to serve them free. That's why you do the blog. That's why you do a free webinar. That's why you do a free consultation. What you want is to bring them closer. In fact, in my campus, we normally do this, like kind of bring them closer. What better way? It's like inviting somebody for a coffee date, Mina.
Yes.
come, let's have coffee.
Let's have coffee and
let's
then
interact.
Yeah.
And then who knows, something that
utilize the time now.
Exactly.
So that means also, let me give an example and correct me if I'm wrong. So if I bake cakes, instead of saying I bake cakes,
my cakes are good.
I know, and my cakes that are good. I sent James a cake as a gift, And so, I just wanted to appreciate you for being my teacher and all. And I'm sure once you taste, you can get hooked.
I'm really expecting that cake, Maina. So you said it live here, so you better deliver.
I don't bake cakes. If you bake cakes, send him.
But anyway, the idea is actually, it's called a free taster. You have to give what? A free taster. So that cake, use an occasion. If one is a baker, for example, use an upcoming occasion.
Okay.
And then do exactly what you've said. Give a free take the cake and say we're celebrating so and so, and make sure your business card is there.
Oh yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always prepare.
Always prepare.
Could I call it Seize the Moment? Can I have that book?
Seize the moment. Seize the moment.
So James has a book called Seize the Moment.
Yes.
So just don't allow the free service as well to just go by.
Exactly.
Seize the moment when you can.
Yes. And something of interest about the free service.
Yes.
You give it in exchange for the person's contacts.
Yeah.
So that you can keep in touch with them.
All right.
So you just don't go dishing out just like that.
Yeah.
Remember, do it right.
Okay.
So give the free cake, yes.
Yeah.
But make sure there are many people around.
Yeah.
And make sure there's your business card. Make sure they say na anatengenezanga keki mzuri sana.
Yeah.
Well,
let them be the marketers themselves.
Seize the moment. Seize the opportunity.
So, I have, because as I say, I had prepared so many questions, and I also want to balance it all, but I'm not trying to see the best one that I don't want you to go without answering. So I'm going to throw this to you.
Yes.
What is the secret to success in entrepreneurship? Now that you've seen all these people, is there one? I don't know, but what is the secret?
Okay, there's always this thing about the secret to this. The secret to success is that there's no secret. Well, you had that coming, so...
Okay, there is no secret. Okay.
No, there's no secret, but there is an alignment. A number of things need to align. A number of ducks need to align. That's the way I'd like to answer it.
Wow.
That the number of ducks, maybe up to 5 of them, need to align for you to succeed.
You care to mention them? Or
well, I was waiting for you to ask.
I know. I'm like, hey, are you going to tell us wait for the class? But please.
But one of them is something I call zone of brilliance. So you've got to work in your zone of brilliance. You've got to work in the zone that this is the thing that's easy, effortless. You're passionate about it.
Yeah.
That if that's, allow me to call it dark.
That dark. Let's call it dark.
If that dark that's the first one. Is this in your zone of brilliance?
Okay.
Are you passionate about it? Do you love this? Is it easy? Is it effortless? Are you always thinking about it?
Yeah.
That's a dark number 1.
Okay. Zone of brilliance.
Zone of brilliance. Always operate in your
zone of brilliance. Okay.
Zone of brilliance doesn't mean perfect.
Okay.
And one may need to sharpen their skills in that area. It's the person who is the natural baker may still need to go to a baking school to finesse that particular skill. But at least that's a zone of brilliance. That's their thing. Yeah. Let's go to dark number 2. Dark number 2 is all about identify a niche. It's always about a niche. You cannot serve everyone, but you can serve a particular group of people and serve them well, so that you become the go-to person.
Okay.
So I usually say metaphorically, get married and forsake all others. Get married to a particular niche.
Yes.
And forsake all others. That's dark number 2.
All right. Dark number 2. There you go. Let's go to number 3 now.
Dark number 3 then there is, I call it marketing message clarity.
Marketing message clarity.
Yes, marketing message clarity. That you've got to sharpen your marketing message. Because it's about how you communicate, it's about what you're saying, it's about how you're positioning yourself, and so on and so on. So marketing message clarity. Okay. And what you want, your marketing message needs to be like a guided missile. You know how you watch those movies, you see there's a plane going and then there's a missile coming, the plane dives, the missile dives, that sort of thing. So it has to be targeted at somebody, and it only hits the intended target. Can you imagine? Wow. The one for whom it is not, they're like, they'll never notice it. They will not. So your marketing message must be that clear. Okay. And if your marketing message is not clear, Maina, what happens is that you're going to attract all sorts of people. You're going to be attracting people who are not ideal and so on and so on.
Okay.
And so duck number 3.
Okay, duck number 3, marketing message clarity.
Let's go to duck number 4.
Number 4 now.
Duck number 4 is all about putting offers, creating offers.
All right.
Creating
offers. Okay.
Because always create an offer. We're in February, we're in the Valentine season. So you're seeing Valentine offers.
I have seen several, yeah.
In March, create a March offer. You can say this month we are targeting this. Always have an offer.
Yeah.
It is offers that work.
Okay.
The last one is you've got to now be in the right ecosystem. What is ecosystem? Ecosystem is all about, are you in a supportive environment? Are you in networks?
Yeah.
Are you in groups of forward-thinking people? Are you in mentorship courses and programs? So the ecosystem is the last duck.
Okay.
I don't know if I put it.
Absolutely. Somebody said I missed the second one.
Well,
Zone of Brilliance, that was number 1.
Yes, number 2, niche.
Niche, it is your niche now.
Yes, and the third one is the marketing.
Yeah.
The fourth one is about an offer. And the last one is the right ecosystem.
I hope you're taking notes, my friend. Because now this is a free class, completely free class. You know, I want to put you on the spot a little because we have about 5 minutes to go.
I was just kind of checking how many minutes do you
have. I know this conversation cannot end. All my questions as well were so many, you have a book that is a little on offer.
Yes.
It is this one of becoming an entrepreneur.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So, I know I had not prepared you for this, James.
Yes.
So, I want you to give one copy to someone who's watching, but will be able to tell me in the next 5 minutes why it is important for you to have this particular book.
Yes.
Or whatever that you will say that matters for you to have this particular book. Excellent. And now, I'm in these 4 minutes or so, I'm going to ask you to make it like a sentence or so. I know you're good at this because you have the book called Go For It.
Yes.
Go For It. Then we have Stepping Stones for Top Achievers. Is it?
Yes.
Have I missed any other?
Yes.
And it's also this one.
Called Daily Growth.
Daily Growth Challenge.
Yes.
Hey. So let me put them all here in this order because I'm going to throw them to you without any particular order.
Let's go.
What's the one thing that people should expect to get if they get the Daily Growth Challenge book?
Daily does it. It's the things you do daily that make a difference.
Okay.
And that's a 21-day challenge one can be able to do.
Within 21 days, they'll
DIY.
Wow.
Do it yourself,
All right. Seize the moment, as it sounds.
Opportunities are always there, but you've got to grab them.
Wow. Opportunities are always there. You got to grab them.
Yes.
Then we have the Stepping Stones for Top Achievers.
Success is all about stepping stones. Wow. You've got to navigate from one stone to another.
All right.
And you've got to get hand holding so that you don't slip up.
Hey, I hope you're taking notes. Go for it. Is there an explanation for this?
This is, if you have an idea, if you're thinking about this, if you're watching this, if you have that crazy idea, put it out there today. I challenge you to put it out there today. A flyer, a WhatsApp status, put it on your Facebook. I can guarantee you, you will get a client. Go for it.
Go for it. And then finally, of course, becoming an entrepreneur.
Becoming an entrepreneur is a journey.
Yes.
Start it.
All right. Start it. Let me go to the comments and see whether there's somebody who wants this book. But let me read a comment here from Joseph Nganga that this is quite encouraging. I'm abroad working on a recycling production plant that I want to implement in Kenya. I have challenges in raising funds to top up what I have. I don't know if I should find a partner or continue looking for funds. Can you offer mentorship to someone? Can you offer mentorship to someone in need?
Yes, and I would love to discuss that question because sometimes we often look for a partner because we think we don't have this or that. So it's a clarity conversation in terms of the opportunity and also the benefits or lack of them of partnership, including loss of control or the opportunity to go there faster. So one must decide what they're willing to tolerate.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to jump this straight because of time.
It's rapid fire.
I know. So I have Bob. Bob Charles Kimani. You're saying that you have Valentine's offers, gifts you love. Go to the comments, check what Bob has.
Seizing the moment.
Seizing the moment. Hey, Bob. Then there's Mike Monene. Hello, Mr. Ngang. Okay, I think he's calling me. I think they're already replying to somebody there. People are already now seizing moments. Good stuff. I know. Somebody's asking, are these books found in the internet? I don't know. You can.
Okay, the easiest way to get a book is follow me on my social media.
Yeah.
Just James Karundor on Instagram or on Facebook. DM me.
Yeah.
And as they would say, slide a DM.
Yeah.
I will be able to help you. Some of them are available at textbook centers.
Okay.
Yes.
So visit Textbook Center. You can ask for James Karundor's books.
Yes.
Hey, there are people here who are throwing comments for this particular one that we're giving out. Now, we're only giving out one for the entrepreneurship, becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah, but something of interest, Minor.
Yeah.
One can also be able to get a free copy if they go to this website, Becoming an Entrepreneur book.
Oh, yeah, there's an offer already.
There's an offer for a free book, just
Yeah.
need to pay for shipping.
Okay.
So for the people watching this,
Yes.
they just need to go to the website, Becoming an Entrepreneur book. It's kind
Okay.
of long and lengthy,
Yeah.
but that is just get the spelling right.
Yes.
There's an offer there, or somebody can slide a DM, and I'm going to send them to the link for them to get a free book.
Yes.
All they need to do is
Pay your shipping.
Pay shipping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shipping in do the lipa you.
I like the way you said it.
And
Yes.
it's very negligible cost.
Yeah,
Now, there's somebody here, Henry, saying, I need the book. I'm a new entrepreneur, need some classes. That's one. I want you to help me to know who is going to take the book. Then there's one saying, I'm employed and I need a retirement plan because I'm already doing my side hustle. I think it belongs to me. That's Elvin Sakwa.
I would say let's give it to Elvis.
Elvis, okay.
The reason is
Yes.
he's employed and he's already started the side hustle.
And
And he needs that hand holding.
okay.
And I think that...
Elvis, you got it.
He's got it, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. One quick question from Adnan. Is there, I think it's a necessity, is there a necessity for an entrepreneur to have capital to start a business? I think this is almost like a yes.
Yes
But I don't know.
no.
Yes and no.
What you need is ideas, imagination, initiative.
Wow.
Those are much more bigger than capital.
So capital is not a hindrance.
Not an hindrance.
Okay.
If it was, imagine all the people who have gotten the loans and all the money and their businesses have not taken off.
My goodness. Somebody else had written about the book, but let me just read for the sake, I would like to have a book on entrepreneurship. I have started many businesses and failed miserably, but still crawling to find my way out. That's one. Well, but anyway, Elvis, you got it. It was one book, I didn't even prepare him for this, so please, you will forgive us. But you know what? There's a free offer. You just need to pay for that shipping. And what's the website again so that they can know?
It's becominganentrepreneur.com. Becominganentrepreneurbook.com.
Yes.
.com. So
Okay.
Exactly. It's quite long. You
Yes.
get the spelling right.
Yeah.
You'll find it. And also somebody can just simply DM me. I'll send them the link.
Great.
Yeah.
You know what? It's 9:02 and this conversation needs to just be 1 hour.
Oh, man.
And my goodness, we have had many viewers, lots of comments, and all of you who are watching. Remember, this is Biz Talks, courtesy of Bizna Kenya, and of course, personally, MC Moments, so you can follow me on my handles at MC Moment. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you've gotten something out of this, that you know what? Is it worth the try to jump into entrepreneurship? And I know you have your answer. So I just want to end it there, James, and
Thank you.
just let me use one of your nuggets that you've said to end it powerfully.
Yes.
The 5 areas that you need to consider as the secret to entrepreneurship. Your zone of brilliance, your niche, the marketing message clarity, put in offers, and the right ecosystem. I want to end by asking you, if somebody says, I want to sit down with James, because you sit down with entrepreneurs, how do they get to you again?
The simplest thing is just go to my Instagram.
Yes.
Instagram, at James Karundor.
Okay.
For me,
Just
or
his name.
Facebook,
Yes.
at James Karundor.
Yeah.
Send me a message.
Yeah.
I will respond.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. I don't want to say any other thing because Africans say bye-bye many times. Bye. We'll see each other. Keep working.
Thank you.
Now, everybody has a different story when it comes to building a business. To some, it's never an easy task to partake. And to some, they have very good stories of how they started from scratch and built their empires to profitability. And that's the reason why Bizna Kenya and MC Moments have partnered to bring you Biz Talks. Biz Talks. And here we shall be hosting mentors, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have created these empires, people who have also on the verge of creating these particular big businesses. And these lessons will be valuable for you, the business person, for you, the aspiring business person, the entrepreneur, so that at least you can make wise decisions when it comes to building that business. So every Friday at 8 a.m. on all business platforms, that's the Facebook and YouTube channel, and of course MC Moments.